About my life, you sometimes have to make that choice and let the controversy surrounding Tupac's and Biggie's deaths go. Hello everyone, I'm Leah, and today we're delving into one of the most critical mysteries of the rap world. Who was really responsible for killing Biggie Smalls and Tupac Shakur? Me and Puffer made a long ago agreement that if anything ever went wrong, we wouldn't reveal our names to anyone. Many people still have trouble forgetting the startling spectacle in Vegas. After leaving a boxing event, Tupac Shakur and Suge Knight got into a black BMW that had over 13 bullet holes in it. Tupac Flash, a hip-hop legend, died 6 days ago. Another East Coast rap legend appears 6 months later. In 1997, Biggie Smalls would experience a startlingly similar conclusion. Tupac Shakur, a played rapper and actor, passed away at the age of 25 just over a week after suffering 4 gunshot wounds last Saturday night. It raises the question of how this horrific rivalry came to this point. Even now, fingers are pointed and whispers are passed around, but the chilling murders of both Tupac and Biggie remain unsolved. But wait, there's a twist. Night, Suge, when we had been hit with a hit. I had to call Biggie, and I said, we're not going to respond somebody. So if you've been living under a rock and need a little refresher on 90s hip-hop, it was more than just beats and rhymes. It was a turf war East versus West with rap heavyweights. Tonight, the man behind Death Row Records is calling Diddy the guilty party drama. Suge Knight was more than just a background check signer. Jointly creating Death Row Records due to his connections to infamous gang members and the criminal underground, one of the major hip-hop labels of the decades, Knight's reign was known for his assertive behavior both within and outside of the boardroom. Knight was no stranger to controversy, as evidenced by the fact that his antics didn't exactly improve hip-hop's reputation in the eyes of the media. Dave was terrified of the co-founder of Death Row Records rather than Suge Knight. Although he co-founded one of hip-hop's most successful companies with Dr. Dre, Suge Knight has an infamous image in the industry due to his criminal past and possible involvement in the killings of infamous Big and Tupac Shakur. He has a long variety of charges against him that seem to be expanding, including flawless assault, racketeering, and more. Strolled in alone with a cigar, my brother. Where there is smoke, there is fire. NJ Shore had smoke pouring around him when Alicia Keys started running. Although his success in the industry may have camouflaged his criminal activities, they were never far behind. When Tupac was tragically shot and killed in Las Vegas in 1996, the streets and tabloids were abuzz with rumors connecting Siege to Tupac's untimely death. Tupac didn't hesitate to accuse people of plotting his demise at night. And to that, we should add the epic East-West conflict story came to an end. Less than a year later, Biggie Smalls was shot and killed in Los Angeles, and once again, rumors circulated about Suge's involvement. After all, it was well known that Biggie and Tupac had a feud, and Suge wasn't exactly friendly with Biggie. However, where do these rumors come from? Sure, the Knights have an infamous history of acts of violence and intimidation that would make you think twice before crossing him. And there is also that Knight strongly denies having any involvement in their demise. But it doesn't stop rumors from swirling. Adding another level to his alleged abuse of Tupac at Death Row Records is the subject of the Suge saga. The rumor mill has it that Tupac's connection to Death Row cost Knight $63 million in bail, but not everything that glitters is gold. Tupac was reportedly far from content under Knight's wing, feeling more caged than cared for. I said, yo, we sure did. He said, yeah. He said, big boutta die. He say, yo. He said, big Tupac. And loudly in the Hip-Hop Hall of Fame. Their relationship was a complicated dance friendship rivalry and contention. They started off on a friendly note, sharing beats and rhymes, collaborating on tracks that would make history. But as time went on, a bitterness crept into their relationship, a bitterness that brewed when Tupac took multiple bullets in a robbery in '94, an incident he believed was a setup by Biggie and other rappers from the East Coast. Rewinding a bit to 1993, when Tupac was on the set of Above the Rim, we find the moment where Biggie and Pac's paths intersected for the first time. DJ Mr. C, a mutual friend and collaborator, introduced the two rising stars, and soon enough they were spitting bars together, their chemistry unmistakable. But the New York scene introduced Tupac to more than just Biggie entered Jack's Haitian. The turning point in Tupac and Biggie's relationship occurred on a fateful night in November 1994 at the Quad recording studio in New York. Tupac was there to record some tracks when he was ambushed. Jack Agnett, a notorious figure in the industry with a reputation for extortion, Haitian Jack, was keen on having Tupac sign on with Bad Boy Records. Even though Tupac was initially wary around Jack, they eventually developed a friendship and even earned a mention in Tupac music. Tupac managed to survive, but he was left with a bitter taste of betrayal. He pointed fingers at Biggie and Sean Puffy Combs, the head of Bad Boy Records, accusing them of planning the attack. The incident fueled the growing East Coast-West Coast rivalry, with Tupac's openly harboring resentment toward their former comrades. The shooting had a significant impact on Tupac's music and persona because he directed his rage and hostility into it. As the 1990s progressed, so did the animosity between Tupac and Biggie. Their once brotherly bond turned toxic and was now marked by public disease, subliminal lyrics antagonism. Tupac directly accused Biggie and Puffy of knowing about the attack before it even occurred. You knew he had shouted, causing a scene that night deepened the cracks between Tupac and Biggie, acting as a kind of accelerant, pushing the East Coast-West Coast feud into a dangerous, the horrific night of September 1996 was the culmination of this building conflict. In Las Vegas, Tupac Shakur was shot and killed. A narrative twist that no one saw coming occurred in 2011, leaving the world in shock and mourning the death of an icon. James "Jimmy's" Goon Roseman, who is well known in the music industry's seedier corners, was detained and charged with planning Tupac's shooting in 1994. When henchmen's friends came forward and spilled the beans, they revealed that he had not only paid the gunman but also planned the shooting to appear as a routine robbery. The streets talked and fingers pointed to Crips gang member Orlando Anderson as the triggerman. It was just gossip, and the shooter's identity remained unknown. Suge Knight did not believe the official version. He suspected there was more to the tale than henchman's intrigue. He conjectured that a puppeteer was working behind the scenes and leaving not so subtly hinting clues. Suge implied that Diddy may have been the only person fanning the flames of the Biggie-Tupac feud. Suge implied that there may have been more to this than meets the eye, and that Diddy's actions may have played a significant influence in the terrible turn of events. I'm an animal. Oh, I'm a savage. I get to play anytime I want today, and I have to obtain everything I want. Suge Knight's revelations regarding Orlando Anderson and the participation of several lapped officers caused a lot of controversy. His most recent accusations, which specifically blame Diddy, have really inflamed the fire. The music mogul may have been the puppet master behind the assassinations of Tupac and Biggie, Suge has outrageously alleged. Look back in time at the greed and at the beef. Suge asserted categorically that he believes Diddy has sufficient motivation, fueled by their ongoing feud and his desire for industry dominance, for him to go any deeper down the rabbit hole. According to Knight, Suge implied that Diddy had a talent for manipulating the narrative. We're talking about layers of power and manipulation that most people don't want to see, but trust me, they exist. Diddy allegedly poured money into specific media outlets to ensure that they covered his involvement in the killings from a certain aspect. Suge smirked, suggesting that Diddy was working extra hard to divert attention from any accusatory fingers that might have been pointed in his direction. However, the accusations didn't end there. Suge made an even more outrageous assertion, speculating that Diddy may have even paid off influential people to keep some evidence a secret. Undercover. How far will someone go to maintain their reputation, and how deep do these pockets reach? Suge posed for the interviewer, leaving the audience listening intently to everything he said. The ominous undertone made it evident that this was about potential cover-ups on a much deeper level than merely musical competition. Fans are now more eager than ever to learn the truth and desperate to unravel the web of intrigue surrounding the deaths of Tupac and Biggie. And as the media frenzy builds, it's evident that this saga is far from over. But what do you think? Suge's recent public accusations against Diddy have reignited the flames of interest in this decades-old mystery. With the already existing rift between the two rap legends' families, these new claims added an intensified layer of drama. Please share your opinions in the section below. That's all for now, folks. Thanks so much for spending the day with me. If you enjoyed it as much as I did, please hit the like button. If you haven't,